Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Jerry. This is my friend,
Adrian.
And this week, we're doing Cupid Deluxe by Blood Orange. Adrian, do you know anything about this guy?
I'm a big fan of Blood Orange. I don't know if I would say massive. I'm familiar with a lot of his music. He is great. He's an iconic artist, producer. He's toured everywhere. I started listening to him the first time in high school. I had a friend who really, really loved him, and she would post about him all the time. And he's on the same label as a lot of my favorite artists because he's on Domino. His third album, or fourth album, Negro Swan, was 2019 or 2018, and I listened to it the entire summer and was just obsessed with it. And then only recently had I went back into his discography and listened to this one. Yeah, I mean, what about you?
You said we're going to review it. I thought, okay. And that's all I know. There might be a song or two that I know just from existing on the earth, but I don't know. It was new to me.
I also know that this one was actually voted by our lovely people on Patreon. They pushed for this one. This one beat out SZA. I'm excited. We can get into it. And as always, the full version is on our Patreon. So this is track 1, Chamakay, featuring Caroline Polachek.
Is that real drums? Feels like the kick is not.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Already her vocals. Her vocals add so much to it. Right, the bass, like that does. It's just such a sparse line, but it's great.
The bass that you talked about, it was actually kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it was not fuzzy, but it was so nondescript in terms of like the tightness of the pluck of the strings that it all kind of blended together, and you could pick out that they were doing runs and moving around and doing some pretty fancy stuff, but because it was kind of murky, you really had to work to hear it, or if you just left it, it was just this thing happening in the background. But yeah, it was really pretty cool. Caroline Polachek, I don't know, she does these pulls with her voice, falsettos and stuff that I've missed her voice. And then content-wise, talking about like trying to figure out where they are in this relationship and how things are working. It's such a good fit for an album called Cupid Deluxe. Like, it's obviously about how love hits.
I just love the feeling of that song and I guess the record, because just very like sensual, and like you kind of like the lighting on the album cover kind of, it's one of those album covers that I feel captures like the color of the music or the room that you'd be in. It's like this dim lit, warm, but slightly like pink and red lighting. That's what I imagine. And it's like just this really like soulful and like kind of whispered, soft, but warm at the same time kind of sound. It's like if you don't pay attention for a second, it'll fade away into the abyss, like with the vocals, you know what I mean? Because even the way like she would dip it in and out, like it's like she's getting lost in like the reverb or something. That kalimba type sound was great, and like the drumming, and I just love how they came together on the chorus and her vocals. Like I never knew it was, because before I think literally this year he added the features to be visible. I never knew that was Caroline Polachek. Fake fan, I know, but I had no idea it was her this whole time, and then he added the features and he could see who was singing each song. And I was like, oh, that's crazy that it's her.
Late 80s, early 90s, which I did feel musically, the palette was kind of that. Mm-hmm. I always say it. I think that's just a thing that's happening in the last 10 years or so. There's that harkening back to that. Like when I was a kid, the 60s was the thing they pulled from.
I've talked about it before, but it also is calling back to like that era of like digital R&B. So that one just also still sounds fresh, and that's like 10 years old or so. We can move on. We got track 2, You're Not Good Enough, featuring Samantha Urbani.
McGee playing?
You would think so, but no, this is him.
Prince, kind of.
Yeah.
This is the chorus, and they've just done it 5 times in a row, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Hammering that point home.
Yeah, totally. But the intro was a bit different. The first verse, right? They just did a verse and then 5 choruses?
Yeah, I think there's like a small break, but not the full length. I love the slap. It's so sick.
Yeah. Flea is really good at that.
Yeah,
From the Chili
slaps.
Peppers. Oh, yeah.
I mean, those lyrics are just like, I never was in love. You know that you were never good enough. Fall asleep right next to me. Like, those are just devastating lines.
I didn't get that.
My Siri is overactive. It's just a case of this didn't work, and they're really sure of it.
It seems that way. I mean, like they hammered home that point on that because I looked at the lyrics and like the second verse is like really short, and then it's kind of just repeating that chorus the whole time. That's devastating to hear. Post relationship, or I mean, whenever really. That's just brutal.
Well, I mean, I like the confidence. Like, if you realize that someone's not good enough for you and you move away from that, that is a really important milestone for a person to have in their life. How you deliver those lines to people, writing a song about it and saying it 5 times. But it's also kind of cool. I'm reasonably sure that I'm not good enough for my wife, but she loves me anyway. I've actually gotten into the habit of realizing after being a parent for almost 18 years now that I'm actually not enough for my kids. I fall short so much. I apologize as often as I can, but I've been saying to them, I said, look, you're pretty amazing. I'm not quite everything you need, and I'm going to let you down, and I have let you down a lot of times, and I'm sorry, but I don't think anyone's going to love you more, but I'm definitely not enough. So there's something to, I think, that idea of someone else not being enough or yourself not being enough, like, in recognizing that, because I think when you grow up, you think someone else is going to fulfill everything. My dad used to say, everyone has a bottle to their a cap to their bottle, which I thought was a really weird analogy. What? But the idea that the two people are meant to be together, and then when that happens, all the stars align and everything's they live happily ever after. Yeah, and it's kind of a bit of a dick move because, like, they're just at their stage where they are, and you're at your stage where you are. Like, it could be just other factors.
I just love the production. I mean, that's kind of throwbacky for you, though, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah. Well, it was like McGee most recently, but Prince, and like those bass slaps too. Like, that was really big in the '80s, and it'll never not be great.
Yeah, and the huge like '80s drum machines were there too. We got track 3, which is Uncle Ace.
Now this is '70s chase scene, right? You hear the wah?
Yeah.
This is filthy. This is like, I love this guitar.
Apparently he just played this song for the first time in a very long time live.
I love the realness of the saxophone with all the synth fills and the builds behind.
Yeah.
Not like the other girls. Go home and wait for me.
And it's the opposite of the last song. Complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too. It's everything you need.
It's like a rooster strutting right here, you know? But it had like self-awareness too in that part. Like, I don't need anything from you.
The guitar is really great, especially in that outro, and you get those sax parts that come in that just make it like it's just so much tension. And it also sounds like some of the percussion or drums are sampled because they sound really dusty behind, along with some additional ones. Yeah, you get a nice mix of the spoken delivery and his singing. And I really love there's like this quality about his singing that his breathing is like not really controlled, it sounds like, a lot of the time, which I think adds to it a lot, because if you listen to like how he sings a lot of the time, like he has these like deep exhales and like these like huge breaths and just like this very expressive breathing throughout like all the songs so far, and just like going forward, I think like it just adds that. It sounds like he's like fainting while singing these lines or something. You know what I mean? Like it adds to that like sensual, like delicate feeling, and you add reverb on top of that vocal take, and it just adds to that. So I just really love that about his vocal approach.
I'm so glad he went first. Like that was perfect. You said everything I would have said. I would have said like little pieces, but you said it all as like a paragraph. That was good, dude.
Thanks. But yeah, your thoughts?
I thought at the beginning the guitar sounded like Prince. At the end, sounded like Lenny Kravitz. And his vocal sounded like Lenny Kravitz at the end. Like just the way he sang it, it was just like, this reminds me of Are You Gonna Go My Way? My favorite part was the ending. The ending, I pushed my mic away so I wouldn't say anything because it was like a religious experience. It was everything. Just the way it built, and then when the horns came in and the way they kind of played off each other, they were almost, I don't know if syncopated is the right word, but just brain brom, brain burn, brain brom, brain brom. I just love that. That was dope.
Yeah.
I love the swagger of this take. It was kind of like, I don't really need anything from you. I can be everything you need. Just lay it down on me. It was venturing a little bit into like codependency, and like not really, but like I was warning about that in the last track. Like we think we can fill each other's needs perfectly, but you just can't. Like there's no relationship that does it all, because we need so much. We need a community.
Next up, this is one of the ones where I listened to it, and I for the first time I was like, is this Dave Longstreth singing this song? You know, so when I gave you a burned CD in high school, when you gave me the OK Computers CD, I gave you a burned CD, and I burned a bunch at the same time, and one of the albums I burned was a Dirty Projectors album. So I was listening to, like, I was obsessed with this guy's band for a long period of grade school and high school. So and then I heard this album like in the last 3 years, and I was like, is that him singing this song? And I know they're on the same label, and you know they have done stuff together, but I had no idea. So this was like a fun surprise. Anyways, that's some backstory with this guy who sings this song.
I forgot that you burned me a CD. I'm gonna dig that up. I have a CD case with all my burned CDs. It's probably in there.
Yeah, some messy ass handwriting on the CD, probably.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just remember because it was the same batch of CDs that I burned that I did Dirty Projectors album. I think it was Swing Low Magellan. Anyways, so kind of a fun crossover when I found out that he was singing this song. So this is track 4, No Right Thing, featuring David Longstreth.
Something's happening to the vocals, hey?
That's just he's pretty fried. Very unique voice though.
This where we got to. It's a good line.
Yeah.
It's like,
But you look away, and I look to you. That's where we are.
See me when you're pushing me away. I'm the one who sees you. I'm the one who needs you. You can't see me
that song, I'm biased because I love Dave Longstreth and I love his voice. He kind of has like an eclectic voice. When we cover him, his band, we'll see. But I just love that the chorus or pre-chorus, I think chorus, where it's like, but I look to you, and that part comes in, and like you get the synth chords that come in. It feels like you're like at an ocean and you're just getting hit by like a wave, and you get like Devontae coming in with those background vocals, and he has those really expressive like O's that are just like full of like breath. Like I just love that. It just adds this like sensual and like this sadness and just like you're like sighing almost, you know. And on top of that, incredible bass work that is like really plucky and busy, and you have like congas and that shaker. It's just such a pretty song.
They do a really good job of bringing up these concepts and then making them universal, right? Because I'm feeling it. I'm betting you're feeling it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like 20 years in and you're a couple of years in, but it's the same. It's hitting us the same sort of.
We are on to track 5, which is It Is What It Is, featuring Samantha Urbani.
Is this a real marimba? This is the wood one.
Such a great groove, man.
So are you smoking? Don't tell me, baby, you can't work this out. I've wasted moments and some nights and lost it all.
Time will tell if you can figure this and work it out. No one's waiting for you anyway, so don't be stressed now. Even if it's something that you had your eye on, it is what it is.
On your own worries,
I love that chorus. That's such a good little part.
my friends,
It is.
you make me think that I'm alive.
Figure this and work it out. No one's waiting.
If the person singing the chorus is the other person, it's kind of strange.
It's something that you had your eye on. It is what it is.
That's a nice vocal blend right there. My favorite line so far is, "So are you smoking?" Because it shows that there's been a distance between them and now they're different and they're like sussing each other out. But it's also sad because you're like, what changed? Who are you now?
Yeah.
Oh, that was profound. I like that.
Why wasn't it real? Roxy got me touching and home.
And you got that same jangly guitar too. He does that so well.
Taking it for granted that you're here with me. Just tell me the truth.
It's such a good groove on this track because you kind of hear the first couple seconds. You're like, all right, this is you know, because there's like a slight delay on the marimba, and you're like, where's this going? And then when the drums come in, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it makes sense. That's an important song in the context of the album, I would say. Yeah, I think for me, when I've heard this song over the years now, like the chorus, like the "Time Will Tell" part, always just stood out to me, and I only really grasped those apart from now when I'm seeing all the lyrics. I think I took that out of the context of like a relationship, because if you just take what she's saying, like "Time will tell if you can figure this and work it out. No one's waiting for you anyway, so don't be stressed now." Even if that's something you had your eye on, it is what it is. That is just like a powerful mantra to me that always resonated with me, just because if you take it out of that context of a relationship, it's kind of just like a calming thing to hear, especially like me being in like the stage where I'm at. It's like just really like comforting. It's like time will tell. You can't do anything in the meantime. You just got to wait it out, see what happens. It's just up to time. It is what it is.
But if your love says no one's waiting for you, that would be like very surprising, because that's the same idea as him saying to her, "So you're smoking now?" There's been this distance, like you're not in the zone anymore. You're not in their orbit, and
Yeah.
you're figuring out if you can go back there, because there's a cost to it, and you're talking about that cost in the verses. And then her chorus is like, I'm here in my own orbit. It's really mature. I like the way you interpret it, though, for just like a mantra for life. That's good. You know, just be nonchalant. It'll work itself out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just stands out also because it's like she comes in and sings that part, so it sticks out, and like the synth chords come in, so it just always stuck with me.
When the piano came in too, there was this purity to it. There was like, it just felt so real and organic, whereas everything else was kind of like the party scene, but then the piano brings you back to this like realness to it. It's a great album so far. I hate love stuff. Right? I've been saying that, and then everything ends up being about love, and I love it all. But I really like this.
But we are on to track 6, which is Chosen, featuring Caroline Polachek.
Warm instruments playing coldly.
I love how you can hear all the like the breathiness of it. He was on something with this production, man. Like it's
Is it unsettling a bit?
to me, no. To me, it feels like cathartic with everything coming in. But I've heard this a bunch of times.
It was last weekend of September. I stayed up all night long, waiting for the fire ache in my heart to subside. It never happened. He was the most beautiful boy I'd ever seen, most beautiful boy I'd ever met. My favorite books, Around the Clock, Scars of My Knee.
Something about the French accent delivery is just, it gives it gravitas.
Yeah, it really does. A lot of it feels like it also could be like music. It just feels like something you play at night. You know what I mean? Something
Yes.
you listen to at night.
Yes.
And like you could drive city lights. That just also comes to mind, you know?
Yep.
Or like a low lit, warm lighting speakeasy, you know, that sort of feeling.
The horns make me feel like you got 1,000-foot view of the city, almost like floating above it. That's how the song started with this. And then all that stuff came in, and I was like, what chaos? It worked. It was beautiful.
The one question I have for maybe the people watching, I know that the spoken word part is Caroline Polachek. She's the one speaking, but she's not French.
But did she ever nail it? Even down to the way French people say their sentences, and then when you translate it to English, there are these weird pauses. You're like, what?
I know, because I didn't know it was her, because like I seen her being featured, then I looked up recently, and it's her in that first part, but she's American, but I know that I think there's some French ancestry. I don't know, but she can speak French because there's a song on it, her first Chairlift album, that's like completely in French, and she has it amazing. So maybe she just speaks French. People let us know, but I was just curious.
Well, so the Polachek part that I was going to talk about, it's almost like she's nostalgically reminiscing and realizing that even though he's falls around and is a bit goofy, she pictures him in his gray shirt. She's in love. But what it seems to me like the problem or the situation here is speed of attachment in both people. When you get together, one person wants to take it slow and figure it out, and one person wants validation, and they both want validation, and they both want time to figure it out. But if those times aren't the same, chaos ensues.
Yes.
Oh man, I've been there so many times. And you want to just say like, hey, I just need a little bit more time to figure it out. But to them, if they already know, that feels like oh, I'm not good enough. And it's so tough.
Such a thing now too with like the texting, especially with people like of my generation, younger, older, whatever. With everyone probably is like texting, like the texting decorum. I don't know, like how the energy given back and forth. Like if you're like texting and like someone's like, oh, it's like a short ass response. You're like, oh, it's so dry, and it's like, oh, they like hate me or they don't like me. When really, maybe that could be true, but it also could just be people are just have different ways of communicating, not in person.
It's so true. So you do this and other people do this. I used to have this incredible pet peeve when I would write something and people would just write back KK, because I'm like, oh, you just couldn't bother to move your thumb over to the O and write OK. You had to just go KK. Like, you're so not committed to answering me. You just did the same letter twice because they're the same length. It's just a matter of K. And then I looked up and it's like, no, that's like actually really a nice thing to do. It's really friendly and loving and warm. I'm like, okay.
I'd rather receive a KK than an OK. To me, KK, if you're going with the OKs, has the most positive connotation to it.
That's what it said online when I looked it up.
Yeah, because there's like K, which is the worst, in my opinion. Then
Yeah.
there's OK with like just O and K. And then a little bit better is like full OK, like OKAY,
Right.
and then KK. The texting stuff is so interesting to me, just how it's like it can complicate things. It's supposed to make things easier, but at the same time it can complicate things, especially in the early stages of like talking to people.
I know that's yeah.
Kind of going on a tangent here, but like I do think that like texting super inflated for a lot of like young people. Like, you need to be texting all the time. It's like we were never meant to do that.
No.
This weird thing where people have this expectation of like, you could be having a full day and you're not with the person, but you're like in constant contact the entire time, which is not, in my opinion, is not healthy and not how it should be. In my opinion, it comes down to security. I think the phone and being able to reach someone all the time gives you like a vessel for that insecurity and like being like unsure about like how this person is like viewing you and views the relationship, and it gives you that license to like talk to them all the time. Whereas like normally you would become more comfortable with yourself and the relationship when you have those times apart from each other, and when you get together it's normal and chill and nothing wrong happen, but it's terrible for like that reason. Yeah.
Amazing take.
Hey, the song inspired this dialogue, but we are halfway. Welcome back. It's snack time. Jerry brought us some kumquats, which you couldn't find blood oranges. Is that correct? Yeah. But kumquats, can you explain to me?
Sure. So my friend lived in Hawaiian Gardens, California, and his parents had a kumquat tree, and he talked about kumquats all the time, to the point where, the word was just like a silly word that was in the back of my head that had no bearing. So then I went to his place because his parents were like the most hospitable, friendly people, and we did a crawdad roast, which is like crayfish. But then I went to the kumquat tree, and you just take these things, and they're too small to peel. You take off the stem, and you just eat it. And it's just like, so you got the zest, which is citrusy, and then you got the flesh, which is orangey, and the two mixed together, and they're pretty good.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I think they're great. So here's where you can embrace the zest. Kumquat. It's a lot, right?
It is a lot. I'm not used to this. That's our orange adjacent snack time. Try kumquats, perhaps.
It'd be a great band name.
We are on to track 7, which is Clipped On, featuring Despot.
I've been doing all the things you don't want me to do. Lay me down, sit right next to me, baby. All I do is think about you.
It's like fever dream.
All I do is think about you, baby.
Oh, old school.
Devil barely in a dress, paying the town rent. I'm watching it dry while I wait to take her to bed. I'm bored out my mind and my table paying the rent. By the time I take care of the check, she be moist as a towelette. She told me she only got eyes for me. I know she ain't blind, know who she see when she got lonely. Think you was me, it's okay, boo. I quit. It take two to tango, it take one to dip.
You never seem to tell me what you want to be, but every time your eyes look down.
Back to this idea, right? The look away, the look down. Parts of it felt possessive, really possessive, and parts of it just felt like at a loss for what to do.
Aside from that, the break was so great, and that's a nice like change up in the track list to have, you know, slightly different. We got track 8, which is Always Let You Down, featuring Samantha Urbani.
This sounds like it could be the girl in the red dress from the past track singing back.
Yeah. I love this bass. It's so fun. This guitar and the right.
And that same single string kind of janky, jangly.
Yeah.
Pretty. The piano is similar to the guitar line in its simplicity.
Yeah. Her vocals are also just incredible on this track and all the other ones that she's been on.
Disappoint you, 'cause I always let you down. I can only disappoint you, 'cause I always let you down.
Such a heartbreaking take or line.
Throughout the record, just like a lot of talk about letting people down, not being good enough, maybe a lot of like insecurity within a relationship and just feeling like down and out.
I don't know if it's healthy to admit that you're always going to disappoint them and you're always letting them down, even though I admitted to doing that earlier in the show. Like, I wonder, is it the expectation is too high on this person, or are you just not able to be in the relationship in a way that works for both of you? I don't know if that's the right question or not.
To me, it kind of could be something that you say when you're at like a breaking point in the relationship, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's almost like it could be taken out of like a fight or a disagreement or something that comes at that point.
Well, as long as you don't continue on the relationship after that admission, then we're gooch. So what about the musical parts? How is that song for you?
I mean, I just love the production on this whole album because it is very 80s, 90s R&B, but I think the vocals take it away from that era because it's, at least to me, like it's more a different sound, but the production is just so clean. I just love that era, that sound from that era, like the digital R&B, those huge drum machines, and he has tons of amazing bass lines with this slap. Yeah, these like constant like lead like guitars that add a lot of movement to the grooves, and like all these songs are catchy. Like I love the hooks.
It still completely fits with the cover of the album. There's a sensuality to it. There's a warmness to it. But there's also like an out of place kind of like weird vibe.
Yeah. On to track 9, which is On the Line featuring Kindness.
Tell me if you caught my line. My heart's not true. Tell me if we're on the line. Are we through? Tell me if you're in my life. Don't go. Baby, I'll be on the line. Are we through?
Talking about point of tension in a relationship. Are we on the line? Are we through? Are you in my life?
The synth almost feels like an adding machine or something really calculated.
And yeah, incredibly busy drums too, like those drum machines. Sound.
The bass is warm though.
Yeah.
That's a weird admission. My heart's not true.
That would be like we're done, basically.
And then it's followed by a weird ass question. My heart's not true. Are we through? Same kind of palette, arranged a bit differently. I don't dislike the song, but that was my least favorite one so far, mostly because of the idea of it, not because of the way it was produced. To me, it felt like they're in a relationship, but they haven't bothered to figure out the metric for what a working relationship is. So they're just kind of like sussing each other out, and he's asking if she's his, and she's like, what do you got? And he's like, well, are you mine? I just feels like the writing didn't catch me as much as some of the other ones maybe. They're talking about, are we in this relationship, instead of actually talking about the details of the relationship and how it's going.
I like the bass in that song a lot, though. I think it was like one of the first ones where you don't really have like that slap sound. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think there was a couple others, but it really stood out in that one. It really like poked through the mix a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's a really good way of describing it.
Okay, well, we're on to the second last one, and this one is track 10, High Street featuring...
Racing down Ilford Lane, going home. Thinking about, should I try to fake a fall?
Soccer fan.
You seem to think that you're all alone.
He is a soccer fan.
Nothing ever could change it all. Think about the words that you said.
Yeah, silence on my estate. Cassette player chewed up my cassette tape. Blisters from the control pad, cause I was on the Mega Drive more time. If you're feeling me, put your Pinot Grigio high. This one's for my G's in the north side. All my G's on the east side. This one for my G's on the west side. My G's on the south side. The late King Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk on the telly. And I was like, who's bad? Sitting there smoking, sipping MD 2020. Thinking I was the man. Mum's upset because I haven't given her a penny. But I just got a 20 bag. Mum, don't...
Very different feel.
Yes.
Ambient synth work.
And those drums, too, very, like, distant. But, like, also, that kick was kind of big.
Because I just felt totally different about the album after that song. I was like, oh... I was thinking it's just so everything in life is about this relationship, and then here you get this window into like just a very, very not that mundane, because it's kind of cool too, but like the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, the things that are going on that could result or have that happen. It could definitely be speaking to other things that go on that take away from some energy that could have been used maybe for the relationship.
Or if the relationship's legit, it would recharge you for that stuff and be a home base.
We're on to the final one, which is track 11, Time Will Tell, featuring Samantha Urbani.
This reminds you of McGee a bit though, right? Like the percussion stuff?
Yeah.
I just feel it. That?
Yeah, that piano tone for sure, yeah. Like 10 years prior to, I mean, he's doing it from the 80s. But.
Time will tell if you can figure this and work it out. No one's waiting for you, so don't be stressed now. Even if it's something that you got your eye on, it is what it is. Any way to keep it up, just laugh and let yourself do. It's something that you got your eye on.
Never let yourself down.
This verse part or whatever, this part here, and then Come Into My Bedroom part is also from a song from his last album.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's also from the closing song from his previous album called Champagne Coast.
Feels like it's breaking apart. The kick's a heartbeat, kind of.
Yeah, it has that feeling for sure.
That's a new guitar tone, like a watery wah.
It does take a couple lines and like a little bit of the melody from Champagne Coast, which is the last track off of his debut, which is also his biggest song ever, I think. It's a cool callback, and then it kind of ends both albums in with the similar lines and melody, and brings back the chorus from track 5.
Yeah, that song had like a collage-y kind of feel, but also a resolution to the whole thing. Like it just felt big and grandiose, yet last part of the song, it felt like the melody was disintegrating as the synth came in, and it was really wild. Like it wasn't like a clear resolution. It was like, this is where I'm at, but it's not perfect. That's the feel I got.
Yeah. I do have like a little bit of a gripe with that song because it's kind of like messy a little bit and kind of like all over the place, like in terms of like just like the sound of it and just like how it's done. But like I like the idea behind it to like circle back, you know, bring back, I think, that important mantra from track 5, because, you know, he obviously thought there was something there with that hook to bring it back for the closing, and just like the sentiment of those lines, like time will tell if you can work it out, take it easy, like don't stress, that sort of thing, which I really like. And then also to bring in elements from the closing track from his previous album, like it's like a nice way to end. I just like the delivery of the song itself, I think, is just kind of like a little bit all over the place, but I still enjoy it because I like that hook a lot, and the piano part was fun, and you kind of had that like kick and clap the entire time.
To me, the disintegrating, falling apart thing, yeah, it was hard to listen to, which is your beef with any time it doesn't like make logical production sense. It's irritating, and I think that was intentional, as irritating as it was. Which contrasts with the fact that it seems like lyrically he's found peace and he gets it. Well, then if you find peace and you get it, why doesn't the track back that? And that's the mystery.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't really reciprocate that.
Oh, I have to rate it. There's only one stinker, and the stinker made sense once I heard the next song. So I think production-wise and lyrics-wise, I would give this. I'd give this an A. I kind of get excited about albums that change things up a lot. The palette stayed pretty much the same, except for that one ambient synth song with Skepta. Yeah, the other thing is that palette reminds me of every 80s movie where you've got like an action scene and there's a person scurrying around doing stuff. So it's really hard for me to buy into it full force like you do, because for you it's like this fresh, cool thing. For me it's like, okay, I like what you're doing here, but it reminds me of 1987. But for what the palette he had, and for the lyrics, and for how he pulled me into thinking about love, that's an A.
Like, I kind of forgot how much I love this album because it's just so catchy, and just like the mood of it, like I was saying before, very moody kind of. I love his like breathy and very expressive breathing in his vocals. Great mixture.
Yeah.
And the features all 8, and just talks about love in a way that's general and applicable to a lot of people with lovely production. I really just love like the hook on It Is What It Is and this last tune. This one in his catalog, it's the most concise. It's only 11 tracks. Yeah, I think I'd go S. I do really like the direction he went on this and kind of the feel. It's something that good to put on. I mean, thanks for the people on Patreon for voting for this one. But yeah, I mean, those are our thoughts on Cupid Deluxe by Blood Orange.
Full-length version is on our Patreon with others.
Until next time.
Thank you for joining us.
See ya.